Let's carry on then. We've got as far as joining the data from the Excel file, the population data, to our DeSO areas. But we've got too much data, as it were. We've got a whole lot of areas that we're not interested in. We want to focus on the area around the school. So let's close this table down there. The join is still there, obviously, but what we want to do is sort of filter away some of the things that we're not interested in, the rest of the country. So if we click on this, select by attributes up here, we've got this marked. Click on select by attributes. The input rows are going to be from this. Selection, new selection, yes, we're going to find data. Then we can click on here and look at the different types. We can add on to our selection if we want to add more data from somewhere else, or select a subset. There are lots of variants here. At the moment, let's just take new selection. We want an expression. And in the instructions, there are two variants that we can use. They both do exactly the same thing. It's in a slightly different way, obviously. But what we want is we want to look for where we have the DeSO, oh, sorry, rather the LAN. Here we can say is equal to. If we look in the instruction, we can do either we search for two things, where one is equal to 1, or in another case where it's equal to something else, to the 0, 3 and the 21. Or we can say where this LAN number is equal to a member of a list, which is what's going on in these two instructions. So where LAN is equal to 03, that's the LAN code, or if the LAN happens to be equal to 21, if either one of those is fulfilled, we can use it. An alternative formulation is to say where the LAN is a member of this list, and this is our list here. We can quickly look at, if we do where LAN is equal to, and then if we click there, we get all of the numbers up, so we can take 03 and then add clause, or LAN is equal to, and then we've got there, and we've got 21 down there. And that, we can verify that this is valid. Yes, it's valid. We can even look at the SQL code if we want, and the SQL code looks like this. It says, from that layer, where the column name is LAN equals 03, or, again, same layer where in the column LAN equals 21. We can remove that away. Alternatively, we can try the formulation instead of where LAN is equal to, we can do where LAN is in. Let's see, where do we have that? Begins with, there's something ends with, includes the values. I believe is the one. And 03, and then we can even add, go here, we can add 21. There. 03 and 21, and then when we look at the SQL code there, it looks slightly different. So that's the layer name, where the heading, the column name is LAN in this list. So we can run either one of those. Just check the validity of that. Yes, it's valid, and we can click on run, and it's marked out those selected features. We can see that that matches up the two counties that we're interested in. So the next step, if we go to the instructions, is to actually export this. We want to say feature class to feature class. That's just a very simple way. We just right click on it and data export data, and it will then create a new file for us. So if we right click there, we go down to data, wait for it to react, export features, click on that, and we're going to save it to our database. I think that's a good idea. And DeSO pop 0321. It's a good enough name. It's a DeSO population data in those counties. And output fields, well, here we can control a little bit of the data. What do we want? We've got all of these different things, commune num, version. We can actually, if we don't like that version, we could get rid of it. We don't need the second DeSO number, we can get rid of that. We've got the population, we definitely want to keep that. That's the whole point of this. Object ID, yeah, let's just leave it in there for now. We could get rid of it, but let's just, and then we click on Run. And then let's clear the selection. That's got rid of that. And if we unmark that, there we go. So let's get rid of that. We don't need that anymore, and we don't need that anymore. Remove there. So now we just have our DeSO pop thing there. That's very nice. But now we need to do some styling on it, because we've got in the attribute table, we've got all of our population data. And we've even, when we look here, we've got the area, which means that actually we can calculate the population density, which is something we are interested in, because we're going to compare it with this population density. If I pull that down below there, we've got that population density, which is fine, and it's quite good in a lot of areas, but when it comes to the built-up areas, we can see that actually our DeSO data is more nuanced. We get more detail there, so we'd rather have in those populated areas, we want the densely populated areas, we want the DeSO data, and in the less populated areas, out in these larger bits, the Inspire squares are more informative. So we'll combine the data in those two ways. Let's just for now turn that off. These are the areas that we are interested in. So the next step will be to calculate population density and colour the areas by that.